Hello and welcome to Bosco Campus Vision. You're watching the campus television channel of Don Bosco College, Kottayam. This lecture is on the prescribed syllabus of 5th semester BA English Literature and Language. The paper is Literary Criticism. Here we are going to discuss the different types of literary criticism. First is Impressionistic criticism. It attempts to represent in words the felt qualities of a particular passage or work and to express the responses, that is, the impression that the work directly evokes from the critic. The critic does not evaluate a work but simply conveys his own impression and enjoyment to the readers. It is simply a record of personal responses and appreciation of the aesthetic beauty. English aesthetics like Walter Pater, A.C. Swinburne, and Oscar Wilde were impressionist in their critical methods. The major defect is that it is often unbalanced and erratic. Erratic means prone to unexpected changes. Modern critics like T.S. Eliot have denounced this kind of criticism. This method has now become obsolete. Obsolete means no longer in use. Second type is judicial criticism. It explains how the effect of a work falls into the mind of the reader. It attempts only to analyze and explain the effects of a work by reference to its subject, organization, techniques, and style to base the critic's individual judgments on general standards. Literary composition were followed or not. You might have seen a reader smiling when he reads something, and sometimes he seems sad while reading. Like when you are reading Samuel Beckett's Waiting for Godot, the behaviors of certain characters makes you smile, and sometimes their situation makes you sad. So you can see that Beckett has created a style which is both funny and sad. So this style is judged in judicial criticism. One such writer is Dr. Johnson. Third type is pragmatic criticism. It evaluates the work of art in terms of its effects on the reader. Effects such as kinds of emotion, aesthetic pleasure, and instruction. It tends to judge the value of the work according to its success in achieving that aim. This approach of poetry by the Roman poet Horace emphasizes the artistic strategies by which an author engages and influences the responses of his readers. Pragmatic criticism dominates literature from Horace's work Ars Poetica or The Art of Poetry. Next type is historical criticism. It is based on assumption that true appreciation of a literary work is possible only when we keep in mind the tradition in which it was written. It tries to explain a work of art taking into account all the various factors which influence the mind of the writer. The chief merit of historical criticism is that it provides a detached evaluation of whatever work is being studied. Next is comparative criticism. This type of criticism is popularized by Matthew Arnold. It seeks to evaluate a work by comparing it with other works of the same type, either in one's own language or in other language. The function is to establish a definite hierarchy among the great artists of the past, as well as to test the productivity of the present. Next is biological criticism. It works in relation with the whole mental and spiritual life to its author. It seeks to find out the personality of the writer behind the work. It establishes significant relations between the creator and his work. The main limitation is that it cannot be applied to impersonal writers as well as those writers who died long ago and of whose lives we have no record except their works. Next is legislative criticism. It mainly consists of framing rules and formulae for literary composition. Critics used to teach a writer how to write and how to write better. This was the dogma followed by the Elizabethan critics, who dictated rules to the poets and dramatists, but had nothing to communicate to the readers. Next is descriptive criticism. It is defined as the analysis of certain existing literary works in relation to their aims, methods, and effects. The most powerful exponents of this method are the poets themselves, who analyzes their own poetic creation with the purpose of explaining their methods. It is attempted on a particular text, whether the author's own or another, and the critic analyzes the work in hand, traces the influences, and then discusses it critically item by item. Now, write down the answer to this question. In this lecture, we have discussed different types of criticism, that is, impressionistic criticism, judicial criticism, pragmatic criticism, historical criticism, comparative criticism, biological criticism, legislative criticism, and descriptive criticism. Hope you have understood. Thank you.